I'm just back from the conference of USDAW, my union, the 430,000 strong union in retail and distribution. I successfully wrote and proposed a policy which I believe starts to tackle the gross inequality within society. We agreed in that conference in favour of setting a maximum income initially at 10 times the minimum wage in the country. Now the background to that is that we might as well live on two separate planets on Earth. We've got 61 billionaires with the same amount of combined personal wealth as 3.6 billion people in the same species. We have a society where McDonald's workers are about to take strike action demanding the very modest £10 an hour. And yet the chief executive, Steve Easterbrook, is on £5,684 an hour. That's not just obscene, it's economically destructive, because as workers are robbed of wages in order to enrich the rich minority, it means less spending power, adds to job insecurity and a greater bitterness and conflict within society. The idea of setting an initial ceiling of a maximum income legally established at 10 times the level of the national minimum wage is something that is an extremely moderate demand actually. Because what it means in practice, if you combine it with the demand for a £10 immediate minimum wage rising with inflation, if you do that, it means £100 an hour to be the maximum. That's £3,500 a week if again you apply the policy of a 35-hour week. It's £182,000 a year. It doesn't actually even affect a full 1% of the population, because the notorious 1% that's often spoken of are those on roughly £150,000 or more. So it's modest, but compared to the reality today, it's a revolutionary change. Because, for instance, the top companies have chief executives on 183 times the average, not the lowest, but the average wage of the people that they employ, the workers they employ. So this policy, which was heatedly debated at our conference, this policy is a huge breakthrough which I would appeal to others and other unions to pursue as well. It's a policy which begins to close the gap between the rich and the rest of us, between the 1% and the 99%. It's a policy, if fought for by the unions, helps to bring about a greater pool of funds for increased wages. As the rich are deprived of some of their grotesque greed and amassing of profits, it would then in turn leave more funds available from the wealth that workers produce in the first place for the wage packet, and of course for the social wage in the form of health, education, transport and other services.